Welcome back to Keyforge, friends. We are at halfway through this mass mutation boss. I think we're due for a good deck. I have faith in this one. Give me something interesting. Come on, something interesting. We're gonna crack this open, and we're gonna get something interesting. I had coffee this morning, so I have a lot more energy, and I'm feeling good. You might hear some puppy sounds in the back. They're a little restless because their mom is out, but we are going to have a good time today. I'm determined to have a good deck today. All right, let's see what my determination will get us here. We got today a Logos, Untamed, and Sanctum deck. We have, what is this? Natlina, the Gem Cutter's Fence. Gem Cutters usually have a good fence. Look at this guy, he's dancing. He's like juggling flames behind his head. He looks so happy. He's got two rocks in his hands. He's having a great day, this guy. Let's have a great day too, all right? We're gonna crack this one open. We're gonna fumble this one open, as usual, and we'll see what we have today. All right, putting that Archon card down right at the bat. What are we starting with? We're starting with Untamed. Look at that. We got an Earthbind as an upgrade with an Amber Pip. This creature cannot be used unless its controller has discarded a card this turn. All right, put that in your opponent's creatures. They got to discard an extra card. They lose a card. That's great. We got Wild Spirit. It's an upgrade with an Amber Pip and a Draw Pip. This creature gains Reap, Capture one Amber. You get to Reap. You get an Amber yourself. You get to capture an Amber. That's incredible. All right, like that a lot. Niffle Grounds, an artifact with an Amber Pip. Action, choose a creature. For the remainder of the turn, that creature loses Taunt and Elusive. You can get around those Sanctum creatures that have Taunt. You don't have to worry about the Taunt anymore. And those pesky Shadows creatures with Elusive, forget about it. They don't matter anymore. Who cares, right? Low Dawn, action card with an Amber Pip. Play, if there are 3 or more untamed creatures in your discard pile, gain 2 Amber. Shuffle each untamed creature from your discard pile back into your deck. Fantastic end game card. You got a bunch of your untamed creatures in the discard pile. End of the game. You kind of want to push for that last key. Throw this one out there. It'll take care of you. Great card, great card. Resurgence, an action card. It's got an enhanced draw pip. And when you play it, you return a creature from your discard pile to your hand. If that creature was a mutant, return another creature from your discard pile to your hand. You get 2 creatures for the price of 1 card. That's card advantage right there. That's what you want to see. We're looking for that kind of stuff. We got Reclaim by Nature. And when you play an action card, play Purge an artifact, resolve its bonus icons as if you had played it. We love to see artifact control, don't we? We love to see artifact control. We got one already. Rapid Evolution, an action card with an Amber Pip. Play, choose a creature, give it a +1 power counter for each Amber you have. If you have a lot of Amber, you can make one of your creatures humongous. You can make your own giant creature. We don't have to find a giant creature in this box at all. We got Rapid Evolution to make our own giant creatures. Anything could be a giant. Even Pismire over here, a 4-power creature. While they're more friendly mutant creatures than enemy mutant creatures, your opponent's keys cost +2 Amber. We got more mutants. He's a mutant himself. You know, he'll add to that total. We can make our opponent pay a lot for a key. Great card. We got Ghost Talk, and it's got a draw pip. 2-power creature with Deploy, and play, you may reap with each neighboring creature one at a time. You're on an untamed turn. It's no problem. You can still reap with creatures from other houses. Always great, always great. Got Floomph, 3-power creature with Skirmish, fight, give a beast creature 2 +1 power counters. You're going to fight with this guy. You're going to make your beast stronger. He doesn't take any damage back in return. Fantastic. Can make something really huge that way. Got 2 of him on top of that. Great. Look at this Dark Fairy. This Dark Fairy right here has 2 capture pips and a draw pip. That's absolutely incredible. It's got 2-power Skirmish, and when you fight with him, you gain 2 Amber. Your opponent's going to look at this guy and get scared, frankly. Get just absolutely terrified of this Dark Fairy. And now we're on to Sanctum. We got Dino Knight. It's a 6-power creature with 2 armor. When you play him, you may exalt him if you do deal 3 damage to a creature. He's humongous. Look how big and beefy this guy is, and he'll deal damage to your opponent's creatures. Gotta love that. Scrivener Fabian is a 3-power creature that enhanced 2 capture pips, and when you resolve one of those capture pip icons, you may choose to steal one instead. She turns capture pips into steals. Your opponent's going to see her and be like, oh my god, I gotta get rid of her, but she's in Sanctum, and probably will have some taunt guys to protect her. We got Gorm of Om. It's an artifact. Omni, destroy it, and destroy an artifact. We got 2 artifact controls in here already. That's fantastic. Bring Low is an action card with an Amber Pip and a Damage Pip. Play, capture all but 5 of your opponent's Amber, distributed among a number of friendly creatures. We got a decent amount of creatures in this deck. We can totally just make our opponent have to, worry about our board, have to have a board clear, something like that to take their Amber back. Can easily take them off key. Oh my gosh. Love to see that. Love to see that. Great to see. Gray Rider is a 2-power creature with deploy, play, fight, reap. You may ready and fight with a neighboring creature. This is a great card. You can get through Rule of 6 and use a card a bunch of times this way. Love to see it. We got 2 of them. Oh my gosh, 2 Gray Riders? Forget about it. This deck is already really good. Oh my god. 3 Gray Riders. What are you kidding me? 3 Gray Riders? And this one's got a capture pip that we can turn to a steal. Oh my gosh, this is actually really legit. This is a really good Sanctum. I'm pretty excited about that. You got Lieutenant Gorvenal, a 4-power, 1-armor creature. After you fight with a creature, Lieutenant Gorvenal captures 1 amber. Okay, fantastic. General Salvador. Got a lot of creatures already in here. That's great. General Salvador is a 4-power, 2-armor creature that enhances 2 capture pips that we can use as steals with that Scrivener lady. Another Salvador. We got Champion Anathiel, a 6-power, 1-armor taunt. We can use that to protect that Scrivener lady. Love to see a taunt. Bulwark, a 4-power, 1-armor creature with a capture pip, and he's got Assault 2, and each of his neighbors gain Assault 2. Can help fighting. Fantastic. Going on to Logos. Logos is always very good. We got Adaptoid, the rare 4-power creature, enhanced a bunch of stuff, and after you play a card with a bonus icon, for the remainder of the turn, he gains one of the following: 2 armor, Assault 2, or Fight, Steal 1. Very versatile card. People look at him and you know, they have a visceral reaction to seeing this guy. They have, like, you know, disgust, fear. You see a lot of different reactions when you play this guy against people. Love to see it. Neurosiphon, a action card with an amber pip. If your opponent has more amber than you, then you get to steal 1 and draw a card. This punishes your opponent for having more stuff than you. You get to say, hey, I need some stuff too. Fission Bloom, an artifact. It's got a draw pip that was enhanced, and the next time you play a card this turn, resolve each of its bonus icons an additional time. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine if we happen to, you know, well, it's on a Logos card, but still, we have a lot of stuff with amber pips, so, you know, we can get a lot of stuff out of that Fission Bloom. We got Dimension Door, an action card with play for the remainder of the turn. Any amber you would gain from reaping is stolen from your opponent instead. Oh my gosh! So we have a fair number of creatures in other houses, but if we have a decent amount of Logos too, we can make a good use of that card. And here's a creature. We got Titan Engineer, 6-power creature. While it's not on a flank, keys cost +1 amber. Okay, so we want to keep him in the middle, and then we can kind of mitigate our opponent's keys, kind of make them cost a bit more. Very useful card. Standardized testing. Good to have a board wipe. Destroy each creature with the lowest power, each creature with the highest power. Great to see, great to see. We got Quixo, the Adventurer. Look at this man. He is stacked. He's got a capture pip and 2 draw pips. Skirmish and fight, draw a card. He just wants us to draw our entire deck in 1 turn, doesn't he? This guy's breaking the rules in all the right ways. Infomorph, a 4-power creature, enhanced 2 draw pips. Man. We got the Effervescent Principle, another good amber clear for our opponents. Got a capture pip, and each player loses half their amber, rounding down the loss. I don't know if that capture pip's actually wasted on this thing or not, but hey, that's going to take our opponent off key more times than not. We got 2 of those! Oh my gosh! Oh man, this deck is really annoying. We got that Daughter with that capture pip. She's elusive, and during your draw card step, refill your hand to 1 additional card. Very cool. And the last card is the Auto Encoder. After a card is discarded from your hand, archive the top card of your deck. Man, that deck has a lot of tools. I'm really excited to do the counts. Give me a moment, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I've split up the cards. Let's have a look and see how many creatures we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 creatures. That's a lot of creatures. A bit more than I thought. Pretty good. And with that, what is that? The Pismire, we have, how many mutants do we have? That's a good question. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 20, oh, 7. 7 mutants. All right, 7 out of 20 mutants, pretty good. Almost half of our creatures are mutants. Get a good use of that Pismire. And 20 creatures, yeah, fantastic. All right, let's see how many amber cards we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's pretty low, but not bad. Yeah, we can make a good use out of that. Considering we have 20 creatures, we got this guy that can get us 3 amber at once. So we got some options here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, looking for amber control. So we're going to have a lot of amber control because we got a lot of capture pips in this deck. So we're just going to look for individual cards that let us control amber or take our opponent off keys. So what we got here, we got 1, 2, 3, We're looking for some quick amber control here. 4, 5, 6, 7. It steals one. 8, 9 amber control, and a couple of those get our opponents down quite a bit. That's really, really good. Amber control is usually like a huge part of the SAS calculation, so good to see that. We got the artifact control. I think we have 2 artifact controllers in here. We got that one action card in Untamed, the Reclaimed by Nature, and we also have that artifact in Sanctum, the Gorm of Om, I believe. Yep. So we got 2 artifact controls. Usually we only have 1 in these decks, so good to see 2. And then we got creature control, things that damage, destroy creatures. We got 1. Let's see here. Creature control, creature control. Two. 3, 4 creature controls. So not bad. I mean, we have a lot of creatures themselves that can fight. We don't need too much creature control, but we have these 3 Grey Riders which will let us fight quite a bit. So that's pretty cool too. All right, 3 creature controls, and then we're looking for efficiency. Now this deck's gonna have some efficiency. We got 1, 2 things that let us draw cards or use creatures off house. So yeah, that's 2 so far. Oh yeah, these 3, I think I'll count these 3, right? So that's 3, 4, 5, because they let us fight with things off house. 5. 6. 7. Nice. 8. 9. 9 efficiency is really good. That's the highest we've seen, I think, in a long time. Very cool. We got the recursion, things that let us reuse cards from our discard pile. Let's see, recursion. Anything that lets us... So these put untamed creatures back in our decks, right? So that's 1. And then we got that... what was that card? That Resurgence. There it is. Yeah. So we got 2. We got 2 for recursion. And then for disruption, I think we don't have much for disruption. I think the only thing that we might have that could count as disruption is this thing, right? We can't use a creature unless they discard a card. So it might force them to discard a card. It's creature control and disruption in a way. But I think as far as getting cards out of our opponent's hand, that's all we can say. So I think this deck's got quite a bit. I want to put it in the 70s. I mean, considering that it's got so much good amber control, so many good creatures, and lots of ways of capturing, stealing, doing some really good things, lots of powerful reap effects, or not reap effects, or just powerful creatures in general. Like the Scrivener is going to make a good use in this deck. And look at that Dark Fairy. That Dark Fairy and that Quixo alone are just really, really good cards. Like kind of incredibly good cards. And then we have that creature or that artifact that lets us double the pips on something, right? I think it lets us double the pips on whatever card we use. I think it's only on a Logo's turn though. But still, you know, we have the Quixo on a Logo's turn. We can capture 2 and draw 4 cards if we manage that. Oh my gosh. Is that right? Oh man, that's crazy. So I think there's a lot of potential here. I'm gonna put this deck at like a 77. I want to say this deck's a 77. I think it's gonna be the low or the high 70s. Go ahead and make your guess, and we're gonna head to my desktop and see what this is. All right, we're here at my desktop. We're ready. We're ready to see this deck finally, right? I said it was a 77. I think it's got a lot of potential. It's got, I mean, like, you know, this Infomorph, I put it on this Infomorph because it's got draw pips. This deck had a lot of efficiency. A lot of good capture, a lot of good amber control. I missed it. Instead of 9, it was actually 11 amber control. It was actually 11 amber control. I missed the capture pip on the daughter and the bulwark. Anyway, 9 or 11, it's still a lot of amber control in this deck, and a lot of really good ones. We got that Bring Low. We got the 2 Effervescent Principles. We have a lot of really high quality cards in this deck. A lot of really high quality cards. I think it's going to be a really good deck. I'm sorry, I'm a little loud. I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be in the 70s. It might not be quite the 77, but I think it's gonna be a really good one. All right, so you go ahead and make your guess now. I'm kind of feeling confident about this. I've got that link copied. Let's hope it's it seems like a pretty good deck. All right, here we go. 70. All right, so it's not quite 77, not quite what I thought, but it's in the 70s. I was right about that fact. All right, so let's see what we got. Why is it in the 70s? All right, so it has that 14 synergy. All right, that's a very high amount of synergy. 15 base arc, 2 anti-synergies, probably expected. But let's see what we got here. For Amber Control, we're only losing from that Dino Knight because we exalt him to do damage to a creature. All right, that makes sense. Effervescent Principle is giving us a lot of Amber Control, and the Bring Low is also giving us some Amber Control. The Adaptoid and the Pismire are considered to be a higher Amber Control, higher on the Amber Control mark. I'm trying to remember why the Adaptoid would be considered Amber Control in particular, but when he fights, he can steal one, so that's probably why. I just don't, I don't ever use him for that, honestly, because he doesn't last that long. People look at him and they just want to destroy him. They just have that reaction to him. They have to destroy this guy. I don't know why. But anyway, all right, that explains the Amber Control, decent Amber Control. We got the expected Amber. We're losing 2 or one full amber 2 times 0.5 from the Effervescent Principle because it gives us a chain, and also, well, it gives us a chain, but also we lose half of our amber. So considering that, but we can choose when we want to use it, right? We want to use it after we forge a key when we have low amber. So that can be mitigated. So we have 15 and 15, which is pretty consistent. And then the artifact control, like we counted, is the Gormavam, the Reclaimed by Nature. We got a lot more efficiency than we've seen in previous decks recently. The Low Dawn and the Effervescent Principle are taking away some efficiency. The Low Dawn adds cards back to our deck. The Principles give us a chain each, not too hard to mitigate around. We have that Reclaimed by Nature, which disrupts our opponent's artifacts. I don't know that I would count that as disruption. The Earthbind, like we said, gets a card out of their hand potentially, but that's their choice. So that explains all that, at least. All right, looking at the synergies and anti-synergies here, we've got a positive 40% for enhanced creatures on the Adaptoid. We're losing a little bit on the Neurosiphon because we have things that increase our key cost for friendly creatures. So there's some anti-synergy there, not too bad. We have a really high amount of synergy with the Grey Riders. We have 3 Grey Riders in this deck, and we have good fight abilities in the Quixo, the Bulwark, the Dark Fairy, and the Flumph, right? So we put that Grey Rider right next to that Dark Fairy we had. Oh my gosh, we could get so much amber in one turn off of that. That's pretty incredible. It's a really good combo, actually. The Dark Fairy into the Grey Rider is a pretty cool combo. Scrivener's Fabian, we've got a little bit with the capture pips and stuff like that. We can add, we can make her more powerful with that rapid evolution. Very, very cool. What else we got going on here? We got the Ghost Talk, really good with things that replay creatures like Resurgence and Low Dawn. Always good to see. We got the Dark Fairy, good things that cause fighting, like we just said with the Grey Rider. Lots of synergy there. Got some anti-synergy with the standardized testing because we have a lot of 2-power creatures. We have some 2-power creatures. We have the Daughter, the Grey Riders, the Dark Fairy, and the Ghost Talk that are going to be considered the low-power creatures. And then we have a lot of high-power creatures with the Titan Engineer Champion, Anathiel, and the Dino Knight. So we have to be really careful with that standardized testing. It's our only board wipe. So we really want to only use it whenever our opponent's got a huge board we can take care of, obviously. And we're behind, right? So sometimes there'll be a discard, but that's fine. Board wipes are there when you need them. They're there for you when you need them, right? So that's always, you always want to see at least one. We got Flumph, another thing that's good with the fighting. Bulwark, good with things that cause fighting, as usual. And you can't see it down here, but we got that Effervescent Principle that is enhanced. It's giving us 100% anti-synergy because it's enhancing a capture pip, and then it's getting rid of half. So it's kind of, I would assume, making your opponent lose a little less. They have one more they can get back. Not the worst, not the best. So one of those things. But I'm glad we have 2 of them at least. So overall, I think we overestimated a little bit how much the capture would have added up here. We overestimated the creature count. We have 20 creatures, but it's not really counting that as much here. And I thought we had much higher synergies. The Grey Rider is the highest synergy we had with a lot of things in this deck, but we also had a few anti-synergies that I didn't really see overall. And I think if we'd had more expected amber, just a little bit more expected amber, one more big kind of amber push, we could have seen this deck get significantly higher. I mean, the Grey Riders are a good combo, but having one more good combo or one more thing to really be excited about in this deck probably would have pushed it over the 77. But this deck is pretty solid. I think I'm really excited to try it out. I might report back how it runs, but what do you guys guess? Go ahead and leave a comment if you want to about what you guessed, and let me know if you like this deck. If you want to see me play it, maybe I don't know if I'll play it on the channel, but I might consider it. But yeah, if you like this, leave a like. I appreciate it, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. You all have a great day. Catch you later. Bye bye.